Alright, so today we're doing baby back ribs. Ribs are pretty simple. You can't really mess them up. I mean, you can, but they're pretty simple. You want to have your grill down to about 250, 275. Let them go low and slow for a couple hours. So I'll show you what I got. Pick these bad boys up from Aldi. Nice little slab here. About 3 pounds. Again, we'll get these prepped up. Take us about 4 hours to get done today. We're cooking them on the big green egg. It's my first very low and slow cook on the big green egg, so that should be fun. So hopefully it turns out well. Let's get going. Alright, so we got the ribs out the pack. We've got our ingredients here to do our rub. Very simple ingredients. Mustard, paprika, some of that good old Tony's Creole seasoning, some salt, garlic powder, onion powder, and ground cumin. The first thing you want to do though is get this membrane off the back of the rib. So you'll see here, it's like this layer of nastiness right here on the back. So we'll get this off. I'll show you how to do that. That'll allow your seasonings to penetrate the back of the meat just as well as it does the top side of the rib. So let's work on that, and I'll show you how to do that right now. Alright, so when it comes to getting the layer off of the back of the ribs, you just want to flip the ribs over to the rear. You know, again, it'll see, this is the inside of the rib. So you just want to take a knife, just go in here a little bit, and that top layer, you can see it right there on the knife, just kind of comes up. So after you've kind of freed up a little bit of that, you take a napkin and literally just pull that layer off. And as you can see, it just slides right off. Again, the idea behind that is to remove this layer so that all your seasonings can get to the meat of the ribs from the bone side. If you leave it on there, I mean, you just, for one, it makes the bite very chewy once the ribs are done. And for two, you're seasoning the bottoms for no reason, because again, it's just going to fall right off. But now, as you can see, I've got that done. You can see how much better that backside looks. And those seasonings will stick right there. So now let's get this seasoned up. Almost time to throw it on the grill. It's that simple. Alright, so we got the ribs all seasoned up. And the last part that we got to add to the ribs is the superstar, brown sugar. You can't make ribs without brown sugar. Brown sugar just creates a nice caramelized color. It sweetens up the ribs just a little bit. It's not overpowering, but it really gives it a nice color. You can't make ribs without brown sugar. So we're going to add this bad boy to the top of the ribs. We'll show you the picture of the ribs before we put them on. And it's time to smoke. Alright, so here it is right before it's time to go on the grill. As you can see, we got a nice little healthy coat of brown sugar across the top. That'll just melt into those ribs as they smoke down at the grill. The grill's been preheating. Hopefully it's about 250, 275 now. So we'll take a walk outside and see what we got. Alright, as you can see, we got the big green egg rolling today. She's already up a little bit higher than what I'd like it to be at 290, but that's okay. I got hungry kids inside, so the faster we can get these on and off, they'll be happy about that. So we'll get this bad boy opened up, we'll get those ribs on, and we'll start the timer for about 4 hours. So hopefully you can see it good here. We've got the heat deflector in so that it's on indirect heat inside the green egg. We're not using the water pan or anything today. We're just going right in on these things. We got pecan wood on the inside, giving it a nice smoky flavor. So we'll close the grill. We'll come back in about an hour or so and take a look. But it's the thing about smoking, man. If you're looking, you ain't cooking. So you got to leave that thing closed down and just let the grill do what it does. So just be patient. Give it an hour. See what happens. We'll be back. Alright, we're back. A little more than an hour has passed. As you can see, we're a little bit above 300. Not the ideal temp, but it's all good. We're not scorching, so that's good. You can see a light little fade of smoke out of the chimney cap there. That's what we're looking for. It lets me know that smoke is coming out nice and at an even pace. If it's thick and white, then you know that there's still some of that nastiness off your charcoal, and that potentially that your wood's burning at a much quicker pace than you want to, and it actually creates a bitter taste in your food. So we're all good. We're going to open this up and see what it look like. Oh man, check that out. That looks pretty good. Again, this is after the first hour. We're not going to spritz or anything like that in this cook. We're just going to let it do its thing. We're going to close this back down, give it another hour, then we're going to take it off and actually foil it. I typically don't do that, but I saw this pretty cool method that I wanted to try, so we'll give it another hour, see how things are looking. Then again, we'll foil it, and then we'll get back to you guys at that point. Alright folks, so what we have here is we're at the 2-hour mark. We pulled the ribs off, got a little foil pack here, and what I've done to the ribs is added a little bit of parquet, a little liquid butter there on the top, and also some of this beautiful stuff right here. It's agave, man. If you've never tried it, give it a shot. It's a nice sweetener, pretty similar to like a honey, but we use it a lot at the house. We've also poured just a small amount of apple juice in the bottom of the foil pack. So I'm going to wrap this up. We're going to throw it back on the grill, let it cook in the foil pack for about an hour, and then after that we'll take it off for the final hour and just let it smoke out of the foil pack. So that's where we're standing right now. Alright, here's a bit of the ribs before we unfoil them and put them back on the grill to get solid. But as you can see, that meat is tender, so it won't take much longer, maybe 30 minutes to let it just harden up a little bit, and we'll be ready to eat. I like that.
Stay tuned.
And just like that, ladies and gentlemen, we have a finished product. So I've gone ahead and cut into the ribs. I wanted to show them to you. You know, again, you can kind of see the smoke ring there. Not the best image in the world, but you know, again, these things just kind of fall right off of the bone. I mean, it's just tender. Oh, it's really good. Hate to eat in your face, but that's the perk of being the chef. You get to try it first. So yeah, give this recipe a shot. Again, I'm not one to divvy out seasonings by the cup or the teaspoon. As my grandma would say, you just eyeball it. You kind of know what works. But these ribs turned out fantastic. Again, if I would change anything, it may be to take it from a 4-hour to a 3-hour cook for more competition-style ribs, to where when you actually bite into the rib, it leaves a mark. But these are great. Can't wait to dig in with my family, and we'll see you next time. Cooking with Keebler.